to the Sweetie Cast, or the Spooky Cast. Today we got our hostess with the mostest, Becky. We got Az, Kilmer, and Con, along with a few others coming in later. Grab your drink, grab your food, and let's sit down and relax.
Too right, mate.
That was very nice. Alright, thank you very much.
I enjoyed that accent.
Thank you.
And I'm Az. Oh wait, you already introduced me. Damn it!
Yes, I did. I did, as Barry Sloan, the new voice actor for Captain Price. You fucking... This just in, as your jugs glue.
What? Wait, what? What?
You don't know that meme?
No, I'm not. It's what?
It's a joke that it's a joke that certain fuck, I can't say the meaning behind the joke without offending literally the entirety of the internet.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of memes already does that.
Good
Then
point.
I'll go ahead and
the meme
them before
is
you can.
okay. If you want to say it, you can. As I was literally about to explain it.
So you can explain the meme. I'll just offend the entirety of the internet before you, so that you won't catch any of the fallback. Listen up, you fucking weebs and simp trash out there. John here's got a discussion for you.
It's Con. Excuse me.
Con
Jaw
well,
Finity.
you know what?
Con Jaw Guy's Finity.
Finity.
Yes.
Gonna eat your fucking parents. Anyways.
Just shift all the letters to the right. Anyways, the meaning behind the glue eater meme, Becky, is that like some people with mental deficiencies like eat glue. Or stupid people eat glue.
Yeah, that was it's a dated stereotype.
It's a dated stereotype that I think started in the Simpsons with Milhouse.
No, it started with Ralph.
Because he would just like straight up down glue sticks.
Yeah, it was Ralph.
Yeah, not Milhouse.
Ralph Wiggum.
Could have been either, really.
It was Ralph. Milhouse was like hinted a lot that he was gay.
Yeah.
Even though he really liked fucking Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, I know.
And wound up marrying her in the future.
Well, I can't. Never mind. I can't make that joke. They're a bunch of fucking children.
Who are voice acted
by adults.
Children don't
fuck. What do you mean?
You know what? You make a very good point, and it's an adult TV show. I can go ahead and make this joke because if we're going by age, Bart Simpson alone is in his 40s. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
His 1940s.
It wasn't that Milhouse fucking liked Lisa. It's that Milhouse wanted to like fucking Lisa, but
yeah, but he marries her in the future, so you can't say that he's gay.
Which one?
Those future episodes are still actually canon.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I've never seen the future episodes, so you got that.
Future episodes are so fucking weird.
There are many future episodes. It's like one where Lisa gets her future predicted, where she marries someone in England. Well, almost marries someone in England.
Oh yeah.
There was this future where she does marry Milhouse, and Bart's divorced and has 2 sons. There's another future where Lisa's the president of the United States of America. There's just so many that it's like, which one's the actual timeline in which they actually do it? Because you don't
good company here. You know your Simpsons facts. I'm in very good company.
Yeah, I've watched Simpsons for years.
I'm inclined,
but then I stopped because it just died.
It just kept going, and then you were just like no longer funny, crying.
No,
I'm inclined to believe that the Lisa for President timeline is the real one because I haven't seen the episode, but if I'm not mistaken, doesn't she follow Trump in office?
Yep.
So yeah, we're already in that timeline. The next U.S. president is going to be Lisa Simpson.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Lisa Simp.
He's a simp.
Well, that's the funniest thing. It's like The Simpsons predicted something before it happens, and then it happens, and you're like, "What the heck?"
Like the Rona.
Or President Trump, like
I don't want to think about that one anymore.
They even did like an episode where Trump does become president, and then he does, and you're like, "Holy crap!"
Wasn't that a reference to him actually winning, though? They didn't predict that.
No,
right?
no, it was before he won. It was way before he won. And they did like, oh, hey, Donald Trump is president, and then he does win, and you're like, whoa.
And I think South Park did the
like,
same thing with Mr. Garrison. Like, they made that joke.
Oh, yeah, they did that recently.
Yeah.
There was one alternate future in The Simpsons. I don't know if it was an episode or just a couch gag, but there was like Christmas photographs from every year, obviously subsequently after the age that they are.
Yeah.
And there's one where Lisa, I think, was with Milhouse and then broke up with Milhouse and then ended up dating two girls at once.
No, she went to college, then she dated a girl, then she dated two girls, and then Milhouse came in, and she got married, had a kid, and then left. Maggie became a rock star and left, and got pregnant with three of her male band members, and Bart wouldn't leave, and then he was kicked out. Yeah, it's an episode. That's the one I'm talking about, where Bart is divorced. Lisa's married to Milhouse and has a daughter that acts like her brother, and Marge and Homer are still together. And there's like these funny pictures of like the North Pole is now the desert, and New York is on the water, and I'm like, flip.
Well, 2000.
Hello? Hey.
Or was that Day After Tomorrow? I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm just like, dang.
Day After Tomorrow was when the world flooded and then froze over. 2012 was when it flooded, and for some reason humanity had already built like fucking spaceship arcs that for some reason also acted like actual functioning boats, and it made absolutely no fucking sense.
2020 movie also was where the probability of what if Yellowstone volcano erupted.
Yeah.
Because it's a super volcano and it is dormant.
If the Yellowstone supervolcano erupts, a worldwide flood will be the least of our problems. Number one on the oh my fucking god, it's gonna kill us list is the ungodly amount of dust and debris it'll shoot into our atmosphere, throwing us all into the next fucking ice age. Or, for those who did your research back in kindergarten science, the thing that killed the fucking dinosaurs.
The asteroids. Well, meteor.
Yeah, because it created something worse than a nuclear winter.
Yeah, it wasn't the impact of the asteroid that they think killed them. It was the amount of debris and shit that the explosion threw into the atmosphere, basically turning the planet into an ice cube.
Yeah.
You want to know what killed the dinosaurs? The ice
I killed the dinosaurs!
It was me. I did it.
I did it. I came, Batman.
You're the beast and I'm the extinction.
So
nice little throwaway Fairly Odd Parents reference for anyone out there.
I love Fairly Odd Parents, but
remind me of the reference.
The episode,
episode where Butch Hartman went nuts.
Jorgen, I believe his name is.
No,
Jorgen.
It's the episode where Timmy goes into a bunch of different like movie universes.
Oh yeah,
and they have the Sylvester Stallone reference, but it's Sylvester Calzone.
Oh sure.
And he keeps being teleported into him, and he's teleported into a Jurassic Park ripoff as Rocky. And he's going up against a T-Rex with boxing gloves, and he's just like, "You're the beast, and I'm the extinction."
It would
be so cool if they actually got Sylvester Stallone to voice that.
It would have been.
Who does? I tell you what, they did actually get Sylvester Stallone for Rambo in Mortal Kombat 11.
Buddy, are you good? Are you good, Bubba?
That makes me
I
happy.
don't know why the fuck. Dude, they got 80s action heroes in fucking Mortal Kombat. You got Terminator, RoboCop, and now Rambo. Who the fuck is next?
Someone
Ripley?
posted that basically.
If you believe the rumors, Dutch from the first Predator movie. So Arnold is coming back to Mortal Kombat.
I want Ripley in Mortal Kombat.
That'd be cool.
See, the only feasible Ripley you could use, though, would be Ripley 8 from the fucking Alien Resurrection. Because that would be the only, like...
The only reason I want Ripley in there is because, first of all, she's badass as fuck. And secondly, Sigourney Weaver is hot.
Yeah.
You can't disagree with me. She still looks good.
I
don't know.
Comparing her with Bill Murray.
In the woods.
For me, Time was very graceful to Sigourney Weaver. Meanwhile, Time hit Bill Murray like a damn dump truck.
Was it?
Hey, Bill Murray's a national treasure.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Hang on, I think Kyle wants to say something. What did you want to say?
What did I say? I don't know. But the thing I wanted to say with regards to Mortal Kombat is I saw someone say it's basically Smash Brothers if the characters were chosen by your dad.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
My dad's got some good ass taste.
Speaking of Smash Bros, Doom Eternal coming to the Switch, and all of the people asking for Doom Guy in Smash Bros. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, pretty sure Nintendo has a strict no blood and gore policy, but go off.
Looks at Bayonetta with malicious intent.
TNA is fine.
Well, to be fair, Nintendo does have like I got it on my Switch, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. I got like the golden limited edition, so it could be plausible that they do have it because it's pretty much like an AI, like a shooting game.
I mean, they own the license to Bayonetta.
The violence. It's specifically the blood and gore. Yeah. There's like an unspoken rule that any Nintendo license, which makes sense because Bayonetta and Doom aren't Nintendo licenses. They're Capcom and Bethesda licenses, respectively.
No.
No, Bayonetta is not Capcom.
Yeah, Bayonetta.
It's not Capcom?
No, it's... Oh, what was it? Bayonetta was...
Hold on, I need to figure out who. I need to look up who owns the Bayonetta license.
Yeah.
I could have sworn Capcom owned it now.
No, it's
because it was this.
Capcom owns like Phoenix Wright, Professor Layton, those sorts of games.
No, that's not Professor Layton. That's level 5, I believe.
Yeah, level 5. Capcom's like Phoenix Wright and
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been it, because Devil May Cry and Bayonetta are, let's be honest, essentially the same game.
You just pissed off the entirety of the Devil May Cry and Bayonetta fandoms.
Yeah.
Okay, Bayonetta is completely unique stories, and they both have their own merits that make them perfectly good games. Mm-hmm. But at their core and with their mechanics, they are both hack and slash beat 'em ups with guns.
Okay, so Bayonetta is owned by Sega. However, it's co-owned by Nintendo.
Okay, so it's a Sega license.
Yeah.
It's a Sega Nintendo license.
Sega.
So it's not strictly owned by either company. It's like a co-op franchise.
Sure.
Yeah.
However, if Bayonetta is published on other consoles, Nintendo won't have their trademarks or logos on it.
It's like Minecraft
for obvious reasons.
Thing. Yeah, like Minecraft, other consoles won't have Microsoft plastered all over.
No.
But
because like
there's one game.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the Super Best Friends. Well, they were two best friends play, and they became Super Best Friends. Unfortunately, they're not together anymore. But they would categorize those kind of games like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta. I can't remember what else. Basically, kind of platinum games like Metal Gear Rising as character action games. So yes, it is kind of like a genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have your essential character who 9 times out of 10 starts off insanely overpowered, goes through some sort of insanely convoluted nerfing process, and has to earn all of that power back, usually through slashing an entire horde of enemies down single-handedly and using whatever treasure you rip from their disembodied corpses to shove into your own.
Isn't God of War like that?
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
Except it doesn't have guns.
Oh no, it doesn't have guns.
I will admit I do love Bayonetta. I got like the Wii version and the Switch for Bayonetta 2, other Bayonetta 2. It was like more like a prequel because the story made no sense to the main plot line until like, oh, so you get like to the end and you're like, oh, that explains that. Yeah, I don't want to put any spoilers for anyone who has not played Bayonetta 2. Hello.
It's a wild force.
Spoiler alert for Gears of War 3, which came out way back in the day. Dom fucking dies.
Oof.
Jeez.
Dom!
Sorry for being late. I had to remove 2 cats from my room and they're being little shit.
It's okay. Speaking of spoiler alerts, I'd like to point out that for our movie review, if you've not seen this movie, go and watch it before you listen to our review, because this is going to be pretty much spoilers for the movie.
It's going to be spoilers and Tony just absolutely gushing over this fucking movie.
If you are, I'd say, above the age of 15, and you haven't
above the
seen
age of small,
Scooby Doo Zombie Island, stop what you're doing right now and go fix your life.
Neck yourself.
I'm over 15 and I hadn't watched it until we watched it together.
Well,
then I have one very good piece of advice for you, sir. Ketamine drink.
Yeah, before watching our podcast, I would highly recommend that you put it down, watch the movie, come back, then listen to us talk about it. Otherwise, you have been warned. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's pausable or anything, you know. Just pause it, see the movie, come back. You good? Got all that little buttery fucking fingers of yours ready?
Yep.
All right.
Ready?
Movie time.
You're probably wondering why we sound exactly the same, even after you paused our podcast for the past 6 years to try and watch this movie. Well, the answer may surprise you. You see,
you're an idiot. I don't know if it's my turn to bully the audience yet, or if it's still the audience's turn to bully me.
Can we alright, let's begin our review. You ready for Sega? If I pronounce your name wrong,
yes.
Alright,
please call me Fori.
Fori. Okay, I'll call you Fori. Alright,
Fori, not Furry.
Alright, Fori.
Fori, like the number, but plural.
Alright,
oh my lord.
Let's start our movie review. Alright, so we watched Scooby Doo Zombie Island, and there's like it was the best. It still is one of the best Halloween type movies.
Definitely one of the greatest Scooby Doo movies ever.
And it was the highest marketed movie on record, about 8 million for its promotion, and it had so many sponsors as well. And it was the highest Warner Brothers on record produced movie. It was also like the very first full-length animated feature movie. So it was like a big, massive leap for not only Hanna-Barbera, but also Warner Brothers as well.
Which actually brings me to the next interesting point about this movie. For those of you who watched our last movie review, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was marketed. This thing was fucking advertised for the same budget that the entirety of Rock and Rule was created on.
Made back triple that money too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not the fact that it was just dead ass marketed, it's because it's a big property.
Yeah, and it's not hard to see why. Compared to an animated movie like Rock and Rule, you have easily recognizable characters, an already established franchise and property, amazing writing. There's not really any parts of the movie that ever drag on, in my opinion.
No, there weren't. And because you grew up with Scooby Doo, like from watching the original, then you see the movie, and you feel the same similarity. You feel at ease, but then the movie slowly, like at some points, slowly starts to show there's something dark and sinister going on, but they do it so carefully and so gradually, but you still feel a sense of something ain't right.
Yeah, like, actually, before we started recording, I had just gotten done watching somebody review all of the direct-to-video Scooby movies, and I still share his opinion that this movie was made with the feeling of a George Romero zombie movie. Like, you can feel that this is a dark, dark movie, not just visually, but aesthetically and writing wise. Because real ass people die in this movie. Like,
Yeah,
actual
people
civilians die in
there's
this
real
movie.
danger.
Scooby and Shaggy almost die in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And one thing that this movie does differently from every Scooby-Doo movie that follows it, even the higher budgeted ones like Cyber Chase and Alien Invasion,
And which is Ghost.
they don't show the villain right away. They don't immediately show the monster. It's not this constant antagonizing force from fucking point one. It's like, what, a good 45 minutes, almost an hour into the movie before you even see the first zombie. And I feel like that really lends a lot to it and how much, like, it impacted.
Mm-hmm. Also,
It's
oops, sorry.
no, you continue. You continue.
It has like the best music I have ever heard in my entire life. It's like each time I hear this one song, that one song, you know what I'm talking about as.
Terror Time.
Yes, Terror Time.
The greatest Scooby-Doo song ever made, besides, I'm going to go ahead and say anything done by the Hex Girls, because they're all queens. So, Hex Girls music, Bard.
Yeah.
It is the single greatest Scooby-Doo track to ever come out of this series. Terror Time again. And if you want an updated version of it, the YouTuber Jonathan Young did an absolutely outstanding cover of it. Go and watch it.
Ooh, I should find like
Actually,
that
there's another
and put it
one
in the
too.
description. There is?
Yeah, there's let me try and find it. Oh, there's actually two more. There's Nate Wants to Battle, who did a rock cover of It's Terror Time Again. And then another one entirely. Hold on, let me try and find it.
I'm going to say, since Jonathan Young and Nate Wants to Battle both did it, the third one's probably Caleb Hiles. They're like the holy trinity of YouTube.
No, it's
covers.
from a YouTube production studio called Mystery Incorporated, which is in the process of making their own supernatural type of Scooby-Doo short series or short film. And it is sung by all of the actors who are in this short series.
Wow.
And it's absolutely phenomenal.
You know what we should do? Because
those are my three favorite versions of the song. The original, Nate Wants to Battle, and then Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah. I will probably like put a link of Jonathan Young's rock cover so you guys can check it out. We should, because like next following podcast we'll be doing an actual live spooky club.
What's that?
I'm thinking like we should sing like Terror Time again for our spooky club.
Is Becky cutting out for anyone else?
A little bit.
Oh, she was.
I was saying we should.
I think she's back now. Becky, say something.
Right, okay, let's try again. I was saying that oh, hang on, my Wi-Fi is acting up. What the heck? Alright, I'm gonna say this real quick. I think we should sing Terror Time for our live stream.
Yes! Yes, Queen!
So I might
that is extremely short notice. That's putting me on the
Yes,
spot. I don't think I
Queen!
can do this. I can't operate under this kind of pressure.
I feel.
You don't have to sing professionally. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi was acting up then. It kept on going high and low, so now I'm like on my booster. I'm like, what the heck?
So wait, you want to sing it right now, or like
No.
for our Halloween stream?
For our Halloween live stream, I'm thinking like, because when you like the actors are doing it, and you're like,
Oh,
why don't
yes,
we
Queen.
do that?
I want to do this.
yeah, we can do that. That gives me time to prepare.
Yeah, because I know I can't sing like that high pitch because it's like pure rock and roll, like a rock. But I'm gonna be like
Rock and rule.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck!
Flashbacks.
I'm sorry.
Viet lip flashbacks.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I remember from Rock and Roll is the
Nightmare
sexiest man alive. I couldn't do it. I dry heaved.
Uncle Mikey.
You can decide for yourself whether or not you are good or evil.
Yeah, we should totally do like for our next like live stream spooky club special. We should sing Terror Time, and if you guys can like find like any like horror stories to us to read and such, that would be great as well.
I'll try and find a scary story.
I mean, I got a bunch of Lovecraft anthologies laying around. I could probably read a tale or two from that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna look
Kinky.
for like my Edgar Allan Poe book and read a.
Oh, scary stories to tell in the dark. I need to look for that. Fuck.
I used to have that book. I don't know where it went. I'm crying.
I should put it on rush order for Amazon. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can find like a scary book I can read over here.
Anyways, back to the movie.
Yeah, back to the movie. Yeah, so I kind of.
Could I just say for a hot second?
Yeah, go.
Before anybody shares some real criticisms on the movie, when Fred tears off the Coast to Coast with Daphne Blake logo off of the Mystery Machine, it gave me the same vibes as like seeing a superhero tear out of a phone booth, or like seeing Ecto-1 rip out of the fire station for the first time. It gave me that sort of like, it gave me the same sort of chills, even though I've seen all three of those things repeatedly. It just felt good to see again, because it's just like one of those big reveals that really doesn't happen anymore. Because it just lets you know, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
I remember being a kid seeing this movie for the very first time. I don't think I went and saw it. I don't think it came out in the theaters, actually.
No, it did not.
I don't think
it was
did either. It was
officially
straight to
released
television and
on TV, and
movie.
then it was released on VHS. Then we released on DVD. Then we released again with
Yeah,
Alien
because I was going to say the first time I saw it was like right after it came out on VHS, and they played it at my daycare. And even as a kid, I remember like seeing them differently designed and all that, and I'm like, wow, the characters have changed. They're real. They grow.
Yeah, I
They have eyes.
Yeah, that too.
Their arms don't glitch or randomly disappear and reappear.
Yeah,
Shaggy doesn't do a racist Chinese impression.
And Shaggy doesn't look like he's been put through
the ringer,
a fucking folding machine.
And Shaggy, I remember like this one episode where it was with Catelyn Cutler's ghost. Shaggy's hair turns blonde. What the heck? He has Fred's hair.
Don't worry about it.
He goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Also, I love how in these direct to I love how in the direct-to-movie Scooby movies, they just straight up made Shaggy a foodie. Like, he doesn't make these monstrous constructions of food anymore. He just really loves food.
Yeah. Teaches kids
Love
about
him.
like different types of food as well, which is pretty cool.
I love the animation. They're like, ah!
Well,
Yeah.
and this is a little bit of Scooby Doo trivia, or like a fun fact, but like this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. But when Scooby Doo Where Are You first came out, it was essentially Hanna-Barbera trying to open the world up and get them to accept hippie culture. And a big part of hippie culture at the time was marijuana culture. So Shaggy was sort of their exposure to the rest of the general populace of marijuana culture. Well, as the series has aged and as production companies have changed and as hands have been traded off, they can't really represent Shaggy as marijuana culture anymore. So they had to change him into like now he's just like Khan said, he's a big foodie and he just really enjoys food. And in Mystery Incorporated, they made him a chef and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have
So it's
you?
just those little alterations to it that make the world of difference if you know the backstories.
Yeah, have you seen? There's this animation I watched. It was on Cartoon Network. It was the best Scooby Doo I've ever seen, and then they didn't continue on with it after they went to like the final episode. Have you watched Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated?
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that fucking series.
I love that. I'm like, why don't they make more of
Can't-
that?
Because
can't say
technically they
I have.
ended the story, which then folds into the original Scooby series.
Yeah, but then they don't continue on with that, and I'm like, oh no.
I think it's because they were just like, oh, guess what? It folds into the original Scooby Doo. Where are you now?
Yeah, but I want to see them go to that university and find out how that guy knew about them. I don't want to. Okay, heads up, spoiler warnings. If you have not seen Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated,
This is your warning.
yeah, this is your warning. So please watch it before you come back, because I'm gonna spoil the living daylights of everyone who has not seen this. Okay, so at the end, after they defeated the being, this professor calls them and tells them that he already knew that they changed the timeline. And I want to know how did he it's like psychic and saying that, and I'm like, it's like really draws you into like, oh, we're gonna find out how he knew. We're gonna see him go to this Miskatonic University, and then it just ends with them driving off, explaining about the original series, but does not go any further. It does not show them get into that university. It does not explain how that guy knew. And I'm like, there's so many questions left unanswered.
That's where doing some outside research helps. I can't remember the professor's name, but the university they're going to, Miskatonic, that's straight out of Lovecraft. Like, the whole point of Miskatonic University, it is a university of, like, the paranormal and shit like that. And they're constantly, whenever Miskatonic University is referenced in Lovecraft's writing, it's constantly, like, the center of attention for interdimensional travel and extra dimensional beings, and oh, you changed something that no one else is aware of. Guess what? We have a book that just magically appeared in our library that details everything you changed.
Yeah, and he also says that others have done it before them. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was basically just a huge. Since Mystery Incorporated already took such big inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft, that was basically the directors and the producers of the show saying, hey, guess what? If you want to know more, you're going to have to do some reading.
Yeah, but it would be nice for them, to explain that in the, if they made like a season, I don't know, like a third season of it. I think it was season 3. So they just finished like on season 2, and it ends on like such a cliffhanger with so many answers left unanswered, and you're like, no. And now you have like this really weird rubbish one where they all look stupid.
Yeah. There is something to be said about design choices with the Scooby Gang, especially in recent years, but that's a fish of a different color.
So yeah, back to the movie.
Zombie Island. Zombie Island.
Yeah, I was waiting for that transition.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize for not having much to say about this film because I just never grew up with it, and I enjoyed it when I watched it. It just didn't resonate with me.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm struggling to remember things after a week.
Definitely is something where watching it after it first came out was such a huge impact and like such a giant leap from regular Scooby Doo shows and stories that it. Well, shit, I think I've already said it, so I'm just repeating myself. Again, it just left that kind of impact.
yeah.
The weird thing is
It's just a
I
damn
watched Scooby Doo
good
quite regularly,
movie.
like every day before school. I think it was just something to watch in the background. It was never something I was like, oh, looking forward to this. I think it.
I really like
Admittedly, I've
watching
never
it.
been a huge fan.
I really like watching it, and sometimes I would laugh when I see like a mistake or like Shaggy arm randomly disappears and then mysteriously reappears, like all the funny blips
That's
and
the
stuff.
same background as before.
Yeah. But then when that movie came along, I was like, wow. It was like it went from like, because you got so used to watching Scooby Doo or I do to that you feel like it's grown, and they and instead of it being like your usual, oh, it's someone in a mask, when they like find out that the zombies are real, and the viewers find out like through Shaggy and Scooby, like, oh, they are actually real, because you see like the best transformation of a skeleton to a zombie in the history of animated movies ever.
That brings up that reminds me of another thing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that transformation, like, I'm 21 years old and I still find that transformation of like Moonscar from his skeleton into his zombie just purely terrifying. Also, I would also like to point out that this is the first ever movie to portray Confederate soldiers helping.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first time.
So what were you gonna say, Az?
Burn cream for that one. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if it was for anyone else, but for me personally, this movie was my first exposure as a child to the concept of death in a cartoon.
Yeah,
like, they straight up show people fucking dying. At one point, Fred, Daphne, and Velma start to fucking melt.
Yeah.
Like,
oh god, yeah.
Leave it to Scooby Doo to introduce children, and I think I said this while we were watching it, to the terrifying aspect of their own fucking mortality.
Yeah, that was frightening, actually.
Frightening death.
That actually was quite frightening, but it's still like so good that you're just like, dang, because they did it well. They executed like the whole movie, even though it's like quite dated for its time. It's still like perfection.
And it just goes to show, and I think this is a lesson that a lot of today's animators could take a lesson from. So listen up.
They look human.
Well, besides that, the entire thing is a testament to what can happen if you care about what you're doing. If you put in the time, if you don't rush it, like, put passion into what you do, and it shows.
That's not always the fault of animators, because
I know it's not always the fault of animators. Sometimes it's the production company, and there are time crunches, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
game developers.
yeah, like if it's something like that, in my opinion, it's almost worth the risk going independent just to see your passion project fulfilled.
Like Don Bluth. He went independent, and look at him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you risk losing so much integrity and quality when you turn to production companies and big name studios to like distribute and advertise your film. And especially when it comes to a property like Scooby Doo, a lot of the borderline shovelware movies that they're putting out nowadays just kind of hurt me as a longtime fan of the series and as a witness of what can happen when actual time and work is put into it.
Mm-hmm. There are still some good movies, though, from Scooby Doo. Even like
Yeah,
some...
I'm not saying there aren't. There are still good movies out there, but I don't feel any of them will ever live up to the benchmark set by Zombie Island.
No, I don't think so either. But like, there are some like good modern ones. Like, I don't know if you've seen this one, but have you heard of the TV series Supernatural?
Yes, and Supernatural did a crossover with Scooby Doo, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen that episode yet, and I want to so fucking badly.
I have. It is so good, and they actually introduces like gore, like actual blood and gore.
Oh.
Oh.
Scooby Doo with blood and gore? Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's a thing I didn't know my life was missing.
Yeah, I found it, and I was like, oh. And
Now I need to watch it.
Oh no, wait. I can't necessarily say that. Because there is the Scooby Doo Apocalypse comic series, which is Scooby Doo and Resident Evil in a nutshell.
But yeah,
it's Scooby Doo and Resident Evil, but the Resident Evil is directed by Paul W.S. Henderson.
But yeah, like Supernatural, which is it's a movie. It's an actual movie. It's not a TV. It's like not an episode. I think
it's a TV event. It's not a movie.
I swear.
Scooby Natural.
No, it's a movie.
Scooby Natural was an extended episode, not a movie.
No, it is a movie.
An extended TV event in the guise of a feature-length film.
But yeah, in it there are swearing, blood, and like
And they all question the concept of God, heaven, and hell.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You're telling me it's all real?
Yeah.
Ghosts? Demons?
Zombies?
Angels? I thought I was blind without my glasses. Like, turns out I'm just blind.
Yeah, that's what the Velma says. That's legit what she says in the movie.
Oh.
I've seen clips of it. I've never seen the full episode. And the clips I've seen are what make me want to see it. Because doesn't Dean flirt pretty hardcore with Daphne?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he finds out that he can open his mouth as wide as Scooby and Shaggy, and I'm like, bruh, if I could live as Scooby and Shaggy, I would love to eat like that. Just be like,
bro, I wouldn't swallow in that shit whole. Imagine how much it hurts coming out.
That's true.
That's true, but at the same time, you're a cartoon character that is pretty much like until like they actually entered, they were virtually indestructible, and then like when like the Supernatural entered the realm of Scooby Doo, it's like there's actual blood and bodies, and Fred gets hurt and Shaggy gets his arm broken.
Oof.
So yeah, it went from like they go from immortal to mortal, and I'm like, Jesus.
See, I was about to say it's all fun and games until someone has to shit a fully formed roast chicken. Now I need to retract that statement and say it's all fun and games until a cartoon loses their animated immortality.
Yeah, I should really show you the movie as it's like the best.
That does actually sound more
Supernatural's still on Netflix. I've been working on catching up with it. I just haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Oh, I can easily find it for you, Scooby Natural, if you want me to.
I'm guessing one doesn't need context for the actual show to enjoy it.
Well,
I
highly recommend that anyone
not a whole lot, but
I would recommend that anyone under 15 not to watch it because it is not suitable for young viewers. So do not look up Scooby Natural because it is like straight up for like over 15s because of it. There's a lot of blood.
It's rated PG-13 to 15.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I don't know what that your rating's different from the US to here in the UK.
I would say it's probably 12A to 15 for us.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but either way, it's still like a.
We keep on going off track from the movie we're reviewing, aren't we?
Not my fault.
Well, we are still talking about Scooby Doo. We're just
not talking about the movie that we're supposed to be talking about.
Well, it all relates, Con.
It does all relate.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have to admit the reveal of the bad guys is something that you weren't expecting at all. You're thinking, oh, it's this person, that guy who rescues Shaggy and Scooby who has that pig mojo, or it's the gardener.
Snakebite.
Yeah. But then you find out.
You mean the gardener voiced by Cam Clark, the voice of, what was it, Donatello?
Yeah.
And Eddie the Eagle?
But then you find out it's actually the person who owns the island and also the ferryman who I did not know until I listened back, until I heard his voice. I was like, oh, it is. It's Raymond from Princess and the Frog from Disney. I was like, oh, it is him. My name is Raymond, but everyone call me Ray.
Everyone call me Ray.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it is him.
And
you know, that makes sense. He has that very distinct Bayou accent.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think you broke up a bit there.
Sorry, I think it clicked.
Only a little.
I was just telling y'all to get off my damn property.
Nice.
That's nice.
So yeah, that's right.
I would highly recommend.
A lot of good talent in this film. You got your Billy West as Shaggy, your Mary Kay Bergman as Daphne, your Frankie Welker as Fred Jones, who's been doing it since 1969. Bless him.
Hold up, Billy West was Shaggy in this movie?
That's right.
My main man, Philip J. fucking Fry. Holy shit.
Yep. Now, when I saw it, I was like, is that Billy West or is it Tom Kenny? Because I couldn't tell. And it's weird because they play brothers in Futurama, Tom Kenny and Billy West.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
According to, I was looking at the information for this film and subsequent films. I was looking at Scooby Doo's voice actor, Scott Ines, who's done Scooby pretty much since 2002. Took over doing Shaggy after this film. So, if I can find it here. So yeah, in Witch's Ghost, he is then Shaggy for all subsequent games and films.
Wow. So
this is Billy's only foray as Shaggy, as far as I can see.
Dang.
It's a pretty
nice.
But then, yes, you mentioned Cam Clark as the detective. Who else have we got here? Tara Strong as Lena Dupree.
You mean Miss Lemon?
Lemon.
The owner of the Moonscar Island.
Simone.
Simone.
Simone. Her name's Adrienne Babu. I don't know who that is. She must be. Yeah, she works in TV and film, not in animation. She's not a voice actress as such. Marky Hamill as Snakebite. Rugs.
Who voiced Lena?
Oh, that was Tara Strong.
Lena.
Tara
Tara
Strong,
Strong, that makes sense.
who's like everything.
Yeah.
Every female character.
Nice. Well, yeah, we would highly recommend you guys watch it because this is like a 10 out of 10 movie to watch on Halloween.
I'm glad you guys will
it's a
enjoy
fucking
it.
good
I
goddamn
personally
movie.
can't recommend it, but it's if you want to watch it,
I could recommend it.
Scooby Doo film.
Yeah.
Yo.
I would say it's definitely a film that any hardcore Scooby Doo fan needs to see.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm. Also, this generation, kids should go watch it, but like not in dark and
kids of this generation need to watch it just to be shown what decent fucking animation is, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
but we don't want to scare
They
them.
won't be scared by it because kids these days are so desensitized.
And when you're watching it, I need everyone to remember these are from the good old days of hand-drawn cells.
Yeah,
that movie was that smooth, and it was all done by hand on sheets of fucking cellophane.
Yeah, it was not done on computers.
None of this digital tablet on a computer. I can do an entire scene with 3 fucking assets. No.
Cries and digital artist.
It was done by hand.
Kohaku, you're a treasure. You don't count.
Aww.
I want good animation still, I'm crying.
You don't work with you don't work with pre-made assets. You actually illustrate. You just use the digital medium. I'm talking about shows like, Johnny Test, Teen
Gravity
Titans
Falls.
Go. Gravity Falls was a rare exception because they kind of mixed both of them. It was a digitally animated show, but it was digitally animated in a cell style. So I'm going to give Gravity Falls a pass.
Okay. So there are some good modern ones. It's I have seen have you ever heard of...
Just like with everything, there's always the exception. There are very good examples of modern animation.
Yeah,
It's unfair to generalize.
There's this one I watched and it got darker and scarier the more you get involved in it. It's called Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah, that's another example of premium, modern day animation. That's, again, digital animation done in a style like cell animation.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of anime now is just done digitally, but obviously it emulates the old hand-drawn style. They don't get lazy with it. They'll sometimes put some CGI in it.
They only put
mainly
CGI
it is
if needed.
Yes.
I will say that works out a lot better for some shows than others. I am a notorious defender of Dragon Ball Z looks a lot better than Dragon Ball Super, specifically because Dragon Ball Z was drawn by hand. The shading, the colors, the shadows all looks a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: did you watch Dragon Ball the Broly film, the new one?
What?
I have not seen that yet, but I have heard that the animation is a little bit better quality in that than the regular show. So I'm going to give that a pass until I actually see it for myself. I can't pass a verdict on that.
I have
I
heard
recommend it because they do make an effort to emulate the old, not just the make it look like it's hand drawn on cells, but also the shading emulates the original so much better, and that was completely done digitally, as far as I'm aware. That looks absolutely gorgeous, and yes, blows super so far out the water.
There are some
Like, another example that I ran into, like the original Full Metal Alchemist compared to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I absolutely love them both. I love that Brotherhood actually tells a decent, coherent story that I don't need to watch 12 times in a fucking row to understand. But the animation and art style in the original Full Metal Alchemist was so much better, in my opinion. It was just a lot more vivid. It was obviously it wasn't as fluid. I'll give it that. Brotherhood is a lot better with its combat scene.
I thought that
but just the
Brotherhood
general style and aesthetic of the original appeals to me a lot more.
No, I thought I was told that Brotherhood is just like the original. They just changed the stories around so it makes sense to the
You were
story
saying,
of
Becky?
the plot. I was saying I was told like Full Metal Alchemist
Becky.
Brotherhood. Yeah. Oh God, not again.
Alright, there we go.
Oh.
Alright, I was told that Brotherhood is just like the original. They just changed the episodes around so it makes more sense to the plot line.
That's not entirely true. Brotherhood changed. First of all, they changed the main plot, because in the original there was no father for the homunculi. There was no none of that plot line even existed. Hohenheim literally the gate and the truth and all that was that there were multiple universes and their universe wasn't the real universe, and going through the gate puts you into the real universe, which is our world. And they spent 200 and something episodes leading up to that and 2 OVA movies to explain it, and it still didn't make any fucking sense. What Brotherhood did was take the story from the manga, which was, again, an actual coherent, decent story. It took out a lot of pointless subplots from the original anime. It took out a lot of characters that were directly related to those pointless subplots. It streamlined it, and it directly changed one of the homunculi, entirely. In the original Full Metal Alchemist animation, Sloth was not the big, hulking, unstoppable monster that he is in Brotherhood. Sloth was the teacher of the Elric brothers, had a miscarriage and went through the human transmutation ritual to see the truth and all that, so she could do alchemy without the hand signs and all that, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And her price was that she lost her fetus and a lot of her internal organs. Well, the truth and all that took her fetus and grew it up, and that was basically what became the body of Sloth in the original Full Metal Alchemist. And then that Sloth had Edward's right arm and leg.
Dang.
Real quick, how is she alive?
Alchemy.
That does not explain it.
Well,
She should be dead.
If I remember correctly, Hohenheim in Brotherhood helps her by penetrating her lower intestine and correcting the missing intestines and such.
Hohenheim does a bunch of fucking alchemy shit, but in short, science.
Also,
but Hohenheim was another. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's up with my Wi-Fi, but it keeps on going up and down, up and down. Even though I'm connected to my booster, it just keeps on randomly going up and down. That's why I keep on cutting out.
Damn.
There, you were saying?
I'm gonna wrap up this little tangent I went on because I realized I've been going on now for almost 10 minutes. I was just gonna say Hohenheim was another character they entirely changed up, because in the original one, he was just an asshole. There was no ulterior motive. He was just an asshole. He hated alchemy. He hated that he was so good at it. He hated that his kids were good at it. So he went through the gate to a universe that didn't have alchemy.
Oh.
So pretty much our world.
He was almost Omar from Rock and Roll levels of irredeemable.
He should have been proud of his kids. Put their drawings, put their little creations on the fridge.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. In Brotherhood, he's a decent father. He's just immortal and doesn't want to watch his family die around him while he doesn't age.
Oh,
Like, he's actually a tragic character in Brotherhood, and it could just be that I was too young and that I'm missing a lot of important stuff from the original one. But from what I do remember, watching it more than likely out of order on Adult Swim, it didn't make any sense.
The original or Brotherhood?
The original. Brotherhood, again, probably because I watched it in order when I was older and actually capable of absorbing all of the information.
I've never watched
Brotherhood was a lot better for me.
Brother.
Alright. It's
You went
God,
from Scooby Doo to
help
FMA.
me. And then
Long
liking.
live the king.
Long live the king.
But she still pissed me off.
She can sing or she can scream. Either way, she still pissed me off.
Okay, well, yeah, that's our movie review for Scooby Doo Zombie Island.
That's our. Hold up, let's be honest. That's our review for Scooby Doo Zombie Island. Our review for Scooby Doo as a series and license.
Our
And
review
a
for
short
Scooby
review.
Natural.
Our
Our
review for Natural,
FMA.
and our review for Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm. We've done a heck of a lot of views.
Don't say you don't get your
Alright, don't expect a review next fucking cast, okay? Don't expect one next time.
Now hold up, because hear me out.
We might.
We've been trying to find a way to organize these podcasts a little bit more. And this seems like the first one where we've actually been able to stay on track for more than 10 minutes at a time. Not putting any fault or problems on anyone, just saying we usually have a hard time staying on track and finding something to talk about.
Yeah.
We could just turn this into a media review podcast where we just discuss and review movies, animation, and comics and shit.
Yeah, but I like talking about everything.
Well, yeah, there could be general variety portions of it too, but to keep it on track, I think these reviews are really helping us out.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love how I went from Scooby Doo Zombie Island all the way to Full Metal Alchemist.
I blame you for it.
No.
Underlying ADHD, but this is fine.
I blame 4. All in favor?
Excuse you.
She has been the only one that hasn't been talking.
I'm sorry.
That's kind of sus.
The more people there are at VC, the quieter I get.
That's kind of sus, bro. I think she's the imposter.
No, you.
Well, she has enough energy.
Oh, yeah? No, wait. I was doing my task in electrical, okay? I had to reroute power to shields.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I was working in medical.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was an admin.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never played the game.
But you built
Okay,
it
now
garbage,
that's
'cause I
kind of
am
sus.
I have the game on my laptop. I can easily do
I have it-
stream.
I have it on my
I have it
phone.
on Steam and on my phone.
Yeah, I got both. I got Steam and on my
could get
phone.
it on.
I find
I
the
could get it
phone much easier than the one on my laptop because
It's because you don't have. It's because no input lag.
yeah, and it's really hard. But I'm getting the hang of it.
I find it easier on my phone because I have carpal tunnel.
You good?
It's
Yeah.
What?
So Yeah, that's our movie reviews and TV series reviews as well.
TV
That's
and film
our
reviews.
review.
Yeah, that's our entire review. So let's move on, shall we?
Yes, to the
Probably AI story or whatever story you want to do.
either or. I really don't care.
Well, I could continue on the Edge Chronicles.
Sure. Let's do that one.
The what?
I got actual books. They're called the Edge Chronicles. You weren't here last time I read
we're
this.
going for actual books? Hold up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is Four's birthday.
Yeah, and I got about 8 days, and I'm like,
I know
You said
exactly what
says
we
9.
should read for this occasion.
hmm?
Dear Sweetie Club members and viewers alike, have you ever perchance heard of the game Genshin Impact?
Never.
Yes, I have. Lisa's my waifu.
I say we look up some Lisa fan fiction
Wait, wait, no!
and read it.
Well,
in
yeah.
honor
It's
for
because
your
no. The
birthday.
reason
Will
why
you
Four
hate
doesn't
me?
want it looked up is because she has it tabbed. She has it open on another
I don't.
fucking tab.
Oh
Fine.
god.
Nah, I woke
will you
up.
guys
Literally,
hate
I woke
me?
up like 2 hours ago.
No, will you guys hate
I went on
me?
it straight away.
Will you guys hate me if I said I don't know what that is?
What,
Yeah,
fan
you
fiction
Absolutely
or
not,
what?
because I didn't know until a week ago.
I did.
I'm playing it like every day.
I
please
don't
say
know.
I don't know
that,
what this. I don't know what this game is.
I
that,
don't know what this game is. So I'm
Genshin
like,
Impact, from what I've seen, is essentially what you would get if you took the party and swap system from Warriors Orochi and put it in with the art style of Breath of the Wild.
And some
Thanks.
mechanics from Breath of the Wild.
ooh.
By some, I mean a lot.
Ooh. I got Breath
You can
of the
basically
Wild.
go
Very
anywhere.
interesting game. I can't say anything for the gameplay because I haven't played it. So for the rest of this mini review, I'm gonna leave it to Force. Force?
Wait, no!
Aw. Well,
Don't put me on the spot like that!
aw. If you want, I
Tell us
can
about
pick.
the game, Force. The audience is waiting.
As I'm gonna confiscate your kneecaps.
How about I just like get the spotlight of Foz by I can tell you about Breath of the Wild and such, and like the new game that's coming out as well, Hyrule Warriors, which is based around what happened while Link was asleep.
They're coming out with another Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah, they're bringing out another
This one's a
Hyrule
prequel.
Warriors. It's a prequel for Breath of the Wild, where they explain what happened while Link was asleep for 100 years. And by
Basically, while he was pulling a Captain America, they did have to explain that shit.
And they're making I can't remember what it's called, but they're making the Breath of the Wild 2,
Sequel.
where I've seen like the trailers and bits and such, and I'm like, oh, where they're going deep into the castle, and I'm only basing this on the trailer I saw alone. And they find Ganon's original body, and I swear I hear it's either Fi or Fee from Skyward Sword. You hear her voice, and I'm like, oh, they're bringing her back. They're bringing her back.
Well, there's a couple things that lend me to backing up your theory there, Becky. Because you mentioned Link was asleep for 100 years, and that's not the case. And I think this is a very common misconception, but if you pay attention to what's said and what happens in Breath of the Wild, Link was dead for 100 years. Link failed.
Yeah, he failed, but he didn't die. He didn't die. Zelda
No, he
saved...
died. That entire thing he woke up in was a rejuvenation chamber. It took 100 years for his body to pretty much regrow.
How hard did he die?
Like Mass Effect 2, where Shepard technically dies and then gets rebuilt by Cerberus.
Yeah, something like that, only medieval Sheikah technology. Which, fun fact, it was actually supposed to be aliens. It wasn't supposed to be Sheikah, it was supposed to be aliens. The main enemy in Breath of the Wild was going to be aliens, and then they changed it.
I read, but real quick, how destroyed was that boy's body?
Oh, that's the thing, because Becky brought up that you hear Fi or Fee or whatever, and you see Ganon's original body. That's bringing me to believe that if Link died fighting Ganon in his original form before he became Calamity Ganon, it's mentioned that Ganon broke the cycle of reincarnation and everything set by the original hero. And Fi, when Fi sealed herself away permanently in the Master Sword.
Yeah.
Only way the hero can fail. This is another thing that you really only get if you pay attention to Zelda lore in every game. The only time the hero ever fails is when he doesn't have the Master Sword. If you see Ganon's original body, if you know Link died, Link failed, that means two things happened. Link didn't have the Master Sword, and something happened to not only destroy Ganon's original body, but release centuries, if not millennia, of evil stored and defeated by that Master Sword. My current theory is that Ganon somehow, during the fight with Link, broke the Master Sword, unleashed the Own Seal on himself and all the dark energies within it, unleashed Fi, killed Link in the process, and that's what led into everything. That's my theory. Feel free to pick it apart. I could be wrong.
No,
Part of me hopes I am wrong.
I kind of agree with you, but I think what happened is Link doesn't have the original Master Sword, because what I can guess from that trailer alone, Ganon's original body is like the Master Sword is pierced right through his original body. Like there's a sword piercing his body. I think that's the Master Sword. I think what Link has, like in Breath of the Wild, when you use the Master Sword a couple of times, it has to recharge. I don't think that's the original one. I think the original one is where Ganon's body is. And he's breaking the seal that, because, as long as Fi remains asleep within the sword, he can't regenerate early. But he's now starting to break the seal, and Fi's waking up as a result of that.
So but he broke that cycle anyways in the first Breath of the Wild. Yes. And when you defeat Calamity Ganon and then Dark Beast Ganon, that's the end of Ganon in the storyline.
Yeah, but then they go down into the... Oh god, not again. They go down to the castle, and I swear it's like Ganon's original body is pierced by a sword, and I think it is the original one.
I've seen screenshots of what you're talking about. I know that. I'm just saying the whole plot behind the first Breath of the Wild was the fact that it was the end of the reincarnation timeline. Mm-hmm. Ganon broke his cycle of reincarnation. He's not going to come back. And he did that so he could become as powerful as he was in the form of Calamity Ganon.
Yeah.
And when he transforms at the end of it into Dark Beast Ganon, that huge fucking monster of a boar thing, when you defeat him with Zelda and the light arrows, it's implied that is the end of Ganon. He is dead for good.
Yeah, but in that one, it implies that he's not dead. It's like that trailer.
And again, that's why I'm saying if you see his corpse, more so his corpse pierced with the Master Sword, that's not telling me that he's coming back. That's telling me that everything done in Skyward Sword has just been undone.
Yeah.
So if there is something coming back, it's not Ganon. It's what's-his-face from Skyward Sword.
Oh, you mean his sword Ghirahim?
We're getting a whole new tale.
I'm talking about the guy who held the sword. Like,
Yeah,
the
that-
actual big demon king.
Yeah, he actually is called Ganon, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It's been years since I last played
I don't
Skyward
think
Sword.
that was Ganon. That was like, I want to say it was Malin or something. Like malignant tumor.
Wait.
I don't know. I need to replay that game again because, like, that was like when Zelda, the people who made Zelda, were celebrating its 25th anniversary, and I'm like, dang, this game's older than me.
35 next year, wasn't it?
No, they celebrated the 25th.
Wait, are we talking about that one dude with the weirdly long tongue and
His
white
name
hair?
was
Yeah, Demise. So you
prison.
suspect it's Demise that's coming back, the original.
Yeah, because the whole purpose of Demise being in Skyward Sword is it's showing you where Ganon originally got the power to become Demon King Ganon. He got it from the residual powers left from Demise being sealed away by the Master Sword.
I thought
So
it was
if
because...
Ganon is killed by the Master Sword and a Fi is released from the Master Sword, the seal on the Master Sword itself is broken. All the evil it's sealed away is released, because without the Master Sword, there's no seal for that evil. Which means, logically, Demise is released.
And they
So if
say
Demise
there's
is back,
no true timeline.
Demise is back, they're basically just remaking Skyward.
You gotta continue the trilogy somehow.
That
I
would
mean,
be cool.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Skyward Sword, and to be honest, the only reason I personally had any fun in that game was because the main attack you could do, the Skyward Slash, I always prepared for it like the Thundercats, and with the Wii motion controls, controlling Link like Lion-O, swinging the sword to the right then left and holding it up like thunder, Thundercats, charge up and slash it. Oh! That was the most fun I had in that game.
God.
I love that game so much. Well, yeah. Shall we end it from here?
We've been going for, what, about an hour and 15 minutes?
An hour and
17 minutes?
Yeah.
An amount of time.
Do we want to pad it out for another 13, make it an even hour and a half?
Minecraft villager noises. No! Yoda, go away.
No!
I can't play...
Four! Beautiful you look.
God.
I can't play
I would
Birthday happy.
Once Master Yoda gets Randy, there's no calming him down. He will return stronger than he imagined.
Az, what the fuck is with your crown?
You're like
Oh,
switching
God,
terms between
how
Kermit and Yoda, and I'm crying.
Kermit the Frog here.
God.
I'm here to eat your ass.
Behold the most powerful spell, gun! Prepare to meet your god!
Becky.
Who's prepared to meet
Come
God? No, are you prepared to meet God? You fool! You
Are
absolute
you prepared to
buffoon!
meet your god?
You absolute fucking fool. Prepare to meet God.
No! You
fools!
fools! You fools! This is what it is! Behold, the most powerful spell of all! Are you ready to meet God?
Prepare to eat God.
What?
God, no!
I'm going to yiff God.
Oh,
No.
can we get a mod of Duke Nukem 3D with Kermit the Frog voice lines?
God, please.
Kermit the Frog here. I've come to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I am all out of gum.
Kermit the Frog here. I've got balls of steel.
God.
Kermit the Frog here. Becky, let me eat your ass.
Oh, God!
Oh,
This escalated so quickly.
That went from 0 to 100. Way too
This went from
fast.
0 to 100 real fucking quick. I think Becky's dead.
You know what power flavor we need right now? The Bible.
I never thought I'd hear a lesbian say, "You need the Bible."
What's the best Pop-Tart flavor? What's that? Cookie dough? Wrong. It's the Bible.
Cock.
I re-looked at that image and I swore I saw Jesus dabbing, but that was wrong, and I'm so sad that I was wrong.
So, for
sorry,
the denizens of the internet, I have one more thing, and then I'll go ahead and end it.
Okay.
Or we can go ahead and end it. For the denizens of the internet who don't know, Con here saying cock-flavored Pop-Tarts reminded me of this flash that used to be really popular. I don't know if it's still making the rounds, but it was called Brawl Taunts, and it was a direct parody of Super Smash Bros. Brawl and shit that you never hear in it.
Thundercock.
No, one of the shorts in it was like one of those compilation animations, and one of the shorts in it was, I want to say Marth. Was that his name? The guy in the blue armor?
Yes.
Yeah, Martha, yeah.
Yeah, Marth was standing there in front of Link and Zelda, and he was just like, "Prepare yourselves." And then it shows his shadow and this huge censored bar popping up from it. And Link and Zelda look at it, and Link's like, "For my cock."
God.
I'm dead inside now.
I've been dead inside since 1997.
No.
Speaking of which, there's another short like immediately after that where Mr. Game & Watch is using all of his tools, and it looks like he's jacking off.
Mr. Game & Watch.
And it's another Link and Zelda one, and Link and Zelda are sitting there, and Zelda's like, "Ew, that's disgusting." And Link's like, "Yeah, but what do you expect? He's from the 70s. Hey, how are you talking again?" And he kicks him in the nut. She kicks him in the nuts. And you just see Link like writhing in pain, and then he's like, "Yeah!"
God.
Writhing in pain as Batman changed back into Bruce Wayne.
Again.
Thanks, you guys, for watching our podcast. Please be sure to look out for our live stream, which we'll be doing in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. No regrets, so if we screw up, we screw up. No pressure.
Exactly, so you're gonna see us fuck up live. Remember to hit subscribe, hit like, share the video with your friends, your family, your dog, and as always, be good motherfuckers and have a nice day.